Well, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you like this and have the opportunity to have a conversation around the case, but especially to celebrate your winning the marketing category in this year's annual awards with your case, TomTom, mapping the course from B to C to B to B. You also won our category last year for Outstanding Case Writers. So I know already what a fantastic case this is, but I wonder if you could start by explaining a little bit about what is the case about.
It's a case, actually, I think it was a fantastic experience, and we're very grateful to the Case Center for the recognition both 2 years ago and now. I think it's really reinforcing our belief that this was a time very well spent. So the opportunity came to write this case thanks to Matthieu. And Matthieu was one of our brilliant MBA students at the time, doing his part-time executive MBA while working at TomTom. And Steven happened to be his advisor on the in-company project, the big project that our executive MBA students should write during the, after the first year. And I remember one day Steven came to my office knocking on the door saying, "I've got this amazing student with an amazing thesis. It's so interesting. Should we do something about this?" And I thought, yeah, that looks interesting. And I've been toying with the idea of writing a case already for a while, but I just needed a great opportunity, and this was it. And then we worked together with Tao and the Case Center to develop the case. We have a fantastic case writer, Nila, who's also worked on the case, and we're delighted with the outcome. I think we've been teaching it in different formats, different audiences, and online, offline, small, big groups, senior, junior, and it works for everybody.
Maybe I can add to it a little bit by explaining why we started to work on this case and why I actually agreed to supervise Matthieu on his in-company project, which I rarely do. Which also goes to your question, well, what is the case about? So I teach the MBA core course in marketing and our MBA program and in our executive MBA program. And a core course in marketing always has a problem in the sense that some people know a lot about marketing. Most people know very little about marketing. Many people don't care much about marketing who take an MBA. And so you're trying to speak to all of those different audiences. And one way in which you do that is by selecting cases that are very vivid, that appeal to everyone, etc. And so we often talk about brands that everyone knows, about products that everyone knows, etc., such that at least you can relate to the entire class. But that approach also has a problem. And the problem is the following. At the end of the class, people always say, "Look, sir, very interesting discussion materials we've had. But most of us work in services, most of us work in B2B, and all we've been really talking about is these very well-known consumer products, etc." And so then you can go to some of the more esoteric B2B cases in marketing, but then immediately you lose that appeal that you have with everyone in the class, everyone knowing the product, etc. And so the problem that I always faced was there's not really a good B2B case in marketing that is about a product that everyone knows. Then one of my students in class happened to be Matthieu, who worked at TomTom, and he came to me and said, "We're going through a transition with the company. We always used to sell these devices, B2C-oriented consumer products, the portable navigation devices, or sat-navs, as they're called in the UK. And of course, that product is pronounced dead, while still very important for the company, but we need to transform ourselves into selling data, selling services to other companies, etc." And so the question really is, because Matthieu was responsible for branding with TomTom, especially on the automotive side, what do we do with our brand? And then I thought, this is so interesting in terms of that gap that we face also with regards to educational materials. And I said, "Look, I would be super happy to advise you on that, to talk things through." And that's really how the case originated, to highlight that transition of a company from selling devices, products, to lifting itself up in terms of complexity, in terms of the range of offers it's selling, in terms of the complexity of the products that it's selling, and the type of clients that it's selling to. And I'm really all about, that marketing angle to it. What do you do with the brand?
Oh, that's fascinating. and very complex. And then in dealing with the complexity of the scenario, you also, in a way, added to the complexity because you've got quite a big team working on it. You've got 5 people working on the case. So could you say something about how you organize the case writing and how that goes?
I remember the day, Stefan came to us, to the case center, pitching this idea, first with a very long email explaining this idea, which was very interesting. So we had a meeting. At the beginning was only the case center user. We had an idea with 1 case writer, 1 case supervisor. So this is a kind of a regular composition of writing a case. And then because of the case topic so complex, have lots of angles we can explore, and also with the B2B. And then Stefan said, oh, Stefano, let's bring him in. He's also interested in kind of making a case about the B2B. So we have 2 case supervisors, 1 case writer, of course. Then we have a student who produced this wonderful kind of project material we can base upon. So already it's a 4-people team. So we started with this 4-people team, and my role came later because we want to make the case interactive. So adding multimedia elements like videos, like a website. So I came in the second phase when we try to build those supporting material. So it's kind of just evolved naturally. Then we have such a big team. And the good thing is there was not much conflict, friction within the team. And it just came like this, and we all collaborated very nicely, and we're happy with the result.
Well, you should be very proud of the result. Do you get much feedback from teachers who have adopted the case in their own classroom around the world?
I've heard from quite a few, and I think the positive feedback that we get from our students, we also receive from our teachers, has been taught at a lot of different institutions, of which some of them we're very proud. And all of them we are proud, of course, but I think some of them in particular because we know that they are, they have very high standards for the nature of the writing and the type of cases. Yeah, I think it works like a treat. You can do so many things with this case, so many crucial learning points, and you can deliver them in a way that really creates these aha moments. This is what I really love when I teach in cases. I need attention. I need a moment where the student realizes that what they thought maybe wasn't. And that is not so easy to find in cases. You find in many cases about how a great job the company did. Yeah, but those are not interesting. There's no tension. There's no failure. There's no risk. There's no, belief change. So I think we need those moments, these ha-ha moments, because that's where really they're going to remember it. And I'm sure that 10 years from now, the students will come back and say, I remember the case, and that I thought this at the beginning, and I thought that at the end, and I learned something.
Fantastic. Matthieu, I've got a question for you, which is, as a student and a member of the TomTom team, you're kind of standing in 2 camps. You're part of, well, 3 camps really. You're part of the student body, you're part of the authorial team, and you're also part of the scenario itself. So how was that for you?
It was fascinating because for me it really started as a sort of MBA assignment, right? I was very much it was a corporate assignment first, right? I had a mission which was to accompany the transition within TomTom, and that triggered a lot of very strategic and operational and team building questions for me. And therefore, because we were going through uncharted territories as far as the TomTom history was going, I had all of those sort of very complex questions that I was struggling with. And so I was trying to address them in my in-company project. And this is where having the opportunity to, let's say, broaden a little bit the scope of this work, not simply as an MBA assignment, but as something that could be indeed stretched into a case, really opened up the horizon. And I think in hindsight, probably made my, the idea that we're working on a case made my in-company project probably clearer and better, because I was able to, with the help of Steven and those great conversations that we've had, to sort of go much, much further on the academic, let's say, insights that could be derived from that case. And therefore, I saw it as a win-win. My corporate, let's say, added value got better thanks to the academic connection. And I think from as an academic deliverable, as we were saying, I think it also, let's say, hit nice results. So I think it was really a win-win in the end.
Yeah, that's nice to hear. that experience was so positive. I think sometimes that's overlooked, and actually the participating company gets a lot of benefit out of the case being written as well. So I hope that that encourages other companies to participate with case writers as well. It's been a terrific conversation. Thank you very much for sharing some insights from behind the scenes of a really excellent case, a well-deserved winner. And congratulations again. And I wish you every success with this and with your next case.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I also wanted to explicitly thank you guys at the Case Center for all of the support that I see you're giving to, well, sometimes also less known case authors. I think it's fantastic the way you've set everything up to, you know, discern quality irrespective sometimes of who is writing the case, and then to highlight things and lift them up further. That's actually amazing for the richness of the educational landscape.